It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. So let me tell y'all how I just lost like $3,000 and my entire friend group. So I am turning 30 October 19th, and I had planned to do a trip in Houston. Back in June, I sent out custom invitations to everybody, like video invitations. It was super cute, inviting them to my rodeo right in Houston. And I basically told everybody, like, I am having some things planned, but I plan to pay for the Airbnb, like, as just a courtesy. Like, to me, I just felt like that's the least I can do. Since you guys are gonna come on my birthday trip, I'll pay for the Airbnb, and then we'll have some other things planned, and you'll just have to pay for those things and bring your spending money. So I sent out this invitation. That was probably like the end of June. I gave everybody a deadline to RSVP by, because the amount of people who RSVP'd was how large of an Airbnb I was going to inquire, right? So I sent this out. A couple people come back to me and they're like, yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to make it. Dates, times, whatever, it doesn't work. So I said, okay. So in turn, about 16 people decided that they were RSVPing and that they would be able to make the trip. So I go ahead and I book an Airbnb. It's beautiful. It's got a beautiful backyard, hot tub, enough rooms and bathrooms for everybody to be comfortable and spread out. Like, it's a really nice Airbnb. Altogether, it cost me about $4,800, almost $49,000, because it was like $4,880, so $4,900. So I booked that, right? Literally, like, maybe a week after I booked the Airbnb, 2 people fall off. Oh, we can't make it because we gotta work. So I'm like, okay, whatever, continue on. Another thing that I sent them along with the invitation was costs and expenses, and just like an itinerary for the rest of the trip. So I asked for $250 for additional expenses, because I was going to stock like the Airbnb with food, like other things, like just to make sure that we had what we needed. And then, we were going to, the first day I was planning to do a pajama jam. So everybody was going to wear luxury pajamas. I hired a caterer. That was $1,100. I hired a decorator. That was $600, but I only paid the deposit because the remaining balance wasn't due until a week before the actual event. I bought a custom cake. That was, I put a deposit down on a custom cake. That was $75. And then we were going to do ATVs one day. That deposit was $50. So I had asked for $250 from everybody by September 1st. And out of the 16 people who had RSVP'd to come, I probably only got payment from like 4 people. So that was at the beginning of September. I still was kind of following up with a few folks, like, are you still planning to go? Like, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, we're going, da-da-da-da-da. Then all of a sudden, people just started falling off left, right. Over the past weekend, people started falling off like left and right, and it was various reasons why they were falling off. Oh, I gotta work, I don't have no sitter for my kids, I'm not drinking, and this seems like it's gonna be a party, and that's just gonna trigger me. Like, just variations of why, basically just excuses in my head of why they couldn't make it. So then this past weekend, my best friend texted me and was like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it because I don't have a sitter for the kids. And at that point, I was just over it. Like, I was just completely over the entire event. So last night, I just went ahead and canceled the entire trip. And I was only able to get $2,800 from the $3,900 that I paid for the Airbnb. I was only able to get $2,800 of that back. I was only able to get $900 back from the caterer. I couldn't get any of my deposits back from the ATVs, the cake, or the decorator. And then some people, I did also need to refund them their $250, and I also needed to give money back to people who had already paid for their flight and they were not able to exchange it. So all in all, I'm probably out a little over $3,000. And I have just come to the realization that I don't have the friends that I think that I have. And because of that, I've decided that I think I'm going to go no contact with them, because I just don't feel like I'm being fed. And this is not the first time that something like this has transpired. Last year for my birthday, my husband had planned a surprise birthday dinner. Nobody came. And then for my bachelorette party, like, it just felt very thrown together. Like, there was no effort. There was so much fighting, and we can't do this. And it was just so many restrictions. And I am always the type of friend that, like, I'm gonna come to your stuff. If you have a birthday trip, if you have a dinner, whatever, you're having a Christmas party, you got a housewarming, like, I am one of those very supportive friends. If I can make it, I will be there. And that's just who I am. That's just my personality. But I think that I'm at the point in my life where I'm just kind of like, why am I in these friendships when I can't be celebrated the way that I feel I deserve to be celebrated? I have to be celebrated on your terms and how you want to do things. But when it comes to you, like, I'm always there. So I just feel like it's not, these friendships and these relationships are no longer serving me. So I am going to be one of those people that will cut you off for their birthday. And that's just what it is. And when I say cut you off, I mean, like, I have no desire to go for drinks or talk on the phone or do dinner or celebrate your birthday or I have no desire to do any of those things. That's just, it's unnecessary for me, especially because I have my siblings. They're always a guaranteed. My husband is definitely a guaranteed. He's going to do whatever it is that I want to do. And I'm kind of over it. So what I did end up doing was I was able to change my flights to Houston. So me and my husband are now going to go to St. Thomas, just me and him. And I was able to book us a Airbnb in St. Thomas. So that'll be what we end up doing for the dates that I've already taken the time off, and so that I don't lose the money that I spent on going on the flights to Houston. And if I do decide that, like, I want to have friends again at some point, it's definitely going to be a very different dynamic and very different friendships, because at this point, like, I'm just really over it. So yeah, happy birthday to me, I guess.
Well, now this lady is 30 years old, and I wonder if she's had any friends. But damn, 16 friends is crazy. Like, I don't even have 16 friends. I have 16 associates, but then I do have friends, and I have, like, you know brotherhoods with people and stuff like that. But nothing to invite somebody on a trip to, and um, yeah. It's just not that type of party. Um, one thing I do want to say is, um, one thing I do want to say is that trip, she should have never planned that trip like that. I've seen worse with small, like 3 or 4 people girl trips. That was a disaster waiting to happen. 16 women in the same room with different personalities. They were your friends. They weren't friends at all. That would have been bad. And you probably would have lost them friends or some of them friends in the mix of that anyway. So it's good that you didn't go on that trip, because as I've seen on this app, it wouldn't have worked out. It wouldn't have worked out. You would have been telling a whole different story had it went through. Had it not fell through and y'all went to Houston, there would be a whole different story time, and there would be about 14 parts, 14 different parts from 14 different women. Two, maybe 5 women won't say nothing, but at least 10. Or, well, here's my part of what happened, and here's my part of what happened. This what happened on the girls' trip. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good idea. And in fact, I'm surprised that hasn't nobody replied back to your birthday trip, because if you unfriended me because of your birthday trip and I had something to do, girl, bye. Okay, you should have planned that with your husband any damn way. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you 29 years old. It's time to be on some grown shit. Okay, you got 16 friends. You want everybody to celebrate your birthday. Do that shit at home. You know what I'm saying? Have everybody come to the club with you that night, and just pay for everybody to get in the club, and give them a 2 drink, 2 drink maximum that you'll pay for. So or buy a bottle and y'all all take shots, or buy 2 bottles so y'all take 2 shots. Whatever the case may be, going out of town with friends who y'all just needed one night for your birthday, okay? That sounded like something a girl's trip with just a minimal 3 or 4 people. That's what you should have said. Like, I don't need 16 people. I just need 3 solid people, 4 solid people, 3 solid people that can go. So it'll be an even number of 4. I just need 3 solid people to go with me, and let's go have a good time. And those people could have went. Instead, you tried to go all out for your birthday. You thought you was the one, but you wasn't actually the one. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, but you're not the one, sweetheart. And it's you. Some people, it's a tough lesson, but get over yourself, because that wasn't it. That was not it.